Sumit, a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Well, great to be here. It's just fun. Just came out of the panel. The energy in the room is amazing. Just love it here, back with the alumni.
Thank you. A lot of energy and passion goes into this built by a volunteer-driven organization. So thank you again for accepting the invite. I want to start with VMware, obviously a great company, been here for such a long time, do a lot of innovative stuff. But let's focus on the current thing, which is cloud technologies. A lot of companies try to hold customers back. You are looking at the other way, where say encouraging people to go in the cloud. So there is a different methodology they're putting out there. Innovation is one part, but actually encouraging and empowering customers is the second part. Because without that, there's no product, right? So just wanted to learn a bit more about that kind of strategy that you have put in place.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We took the approach of helping customers adopt cloud faster. Because what we are seeing is, especially in the enterprises, if you think about our customers, they tend to be larger banks, governments, telecommunications, logistics, big companies that actually operate most of the global economies are running their applications and businesses on VMware, and they desire to go to the cloud faster. But what's limiting them is really the complexity that comes in from adopting different services from different clouds. We call this multi-cloud, and to some extent it leads to what we call chaos because of cloud. And what we decided was, from technology and innovation perspective, we are going to build a platform for customers for both their existing applications that they can move to the cloud faster, but also build new modern applications in a faster way so that developers can do what they like doing best, building applications, and leave all the complexity of cloud completely transparent to them. And that's been the motto of us. We call this our cross-cloud services, because we do this across all different clouds in a consistent way and give these customers the flexibility and agility they need to get to the cloud faster. And like you said, we could have taken an approach, because we are the dominant player in the data center software, to not enable any kind of cloud adoption by customers. But we saw what customers needed, and we said that it's best for us to offer innovation, guidance for customers, and build an ecosystem of partners that can help customers go towards this path of cloud faster. And we call this the smartest path to the cloud.
So the other thing, Sumit, is, to be at the cutting edge of technology innovation, you have to have the right workforce. Recruiting is one part of it. Retaining them is the second part of it. And keeping them happy and empowering them to keep building on the cutting edge is the third part of it. So great companies do that very effectively. So wanted to learn those kind of best practices that you put in place in your company.
We are blessed with having talent across the board within VMware, whether it's people who are building our engineering, our products. It's amazing engineering talent, top of the world. And the people who are then helping with our customers or supporting the teams. So talent-wise, what our philosophy is that has worked usually is, first of all, the best attract the best. So we continue to hire the best, and they continue to attract the best. Secondly, we believe in flexibility and more empowerment for our teams, and that's usually works out. We see the businesses operate extremely well when they have autonomy, and they create a sense of purpose for themselves across, up and down in the organization, and as a result, the people then stick with each other because they have this cause to go after. So we believe in this flexibility and autonomy, and then flexibility in the work styles. We have still continued to believe in people, and work happens not necessarily at the office, but wherever someone wants to and wishes to work, and that's created a huge degree of employee, retention and growth. So those are the key philosophies, and then programs including training and growth for team members, for whether it's training or making them work in different functions so that they can experience it. VMware remains world class.
The other side of the coin is leadership. Leadership matters, both in terms of the vision, the scale, the strategy, execution, and then enabling and empowerment. So you have been around, you're in a very good leadership position. Two-way question. One is, how do you get inspiration to be a better leader? And then how do you become a leader and give it back to your community of employees and customers?
Yeah. In terms of an inspiration to be a better leader, I do think that I get inspired every day by two things usually. Something that comes from outside, which is, hey, what we are trying to do is helping customers or employees or even sometimes other stakeholders in a material way. Okay, like for example, what we as a company did in helping major pharmacies roll out the all of their campaigns to enable the vaccinations, or during the early part of the pandemic, what we did in terms of creating testing sites using our technology, that was inspirational. So those inspirational moments to me have a huge impact in terms of doing something that you believe in a bigger cause and create sort of this leadership inspiration. And of course, employees look up to you, and I think I like that sort of taking the burden of the employees on your shoulders, and then to some extent it's motivational to sort of wake up and do the best because there are tens of thousands of people looking up to you. In terms of the leadership team, in my opinion, what they get inspired by the most at VMware, usually two things: our innovations and our customers. Okay, those are the two things. If you ask most people at VMware in terms of leadership position, what inspires you, in addition to basically just the people that they work with, will be what we are building and what we are building, because that's cool, that's cutting edge, and what we are doing with that technology with our customers. And those two things are the key central focus for us as a company.
My other question is about pure research innovation in terms of startups. Companies like yours have the organic and inorganic growth.
Yes.
And you have to be always on your toes looking at who's the next good startup who's trying to catch up with you. And then in some ways you can actually reach out to them and help them and inculcate that level of trust, and then build the entrepreneurship. So a healthy startup ecosystem has to exist in all big companies as well, in terms of your outreach and trying to bring them inside. Is there some initiatives like that you empower the entrepreneurial ecosystem around you within the domain that you are in?
Yeah, definitely. We have a full VMware strategic sort of fund, if you may, that we use for investing into the companies. So if you're investing in the problem area I went through in terms of multi-cloud, we actually invest in the companies, and we also provide strategic advice for those companies. And oftentimes many of those companies end up becoming key ecosystem partners of ours through either resell programs or advisory or sort of programs and integration programs in front of customers. And of course, some of them lead to acquisitions into VMware. So we have a very active ecosystem. We've always had a very active ecosystem, and I have to say a good percentage of our acquisitions do come from those, and I think some of those we don't acquire but end up becoming very successful businesses, which we like as well.
Well, all great thoughts, great inputs. I think there are a lot of lessons that people can learn from you. Again, it's my pleasure, and thank you again for accepting the invite and being here.
Thank you so much. Always great to be here with the Alumni Network.